talk about a bombshell headline for the travel industry. Earlier this week, the Financial Times reported that Uber has been exploring the possibility of acquiring Expedia. Now, to be clear, this is all just speculation, but let's talk about it, because if it were to go through, it would be one of the biggest shakeups the travel industry has seen in years. Here's 4 questions to consider. Starting with question 1, what do we know about the deal so far? Well, nothing, because it's all speculative, but here's the elephant in the room. Uber's CEO Dara Khosrowshahi formerly had the top job at Expedia, where he was CEO from 2005 to 2017. He's a protege of Barry Diller, who's still at Expedia as its executive chair, and Diller controls 29% of Expedia's voting power. Question 2. What would Uber even want with Expedia? Well, I'll bet many of you have taken an Uber to or from an airport. Uber generates over $10 billion a year from airport ride hails, and it's one of Uber's core ride hail markets. Beyond just airports, Uber serves nearly 700 million trips globally to Uber users and customers who are currently outside of their primary city. In other words, 700 million travelers a year. And in fact, Uber has already rolled out a travel booking trial. In the UK today, you can book flights and trains from within the Uber app. Uber CEO Dara spoke at the Skift Global Forum in 2023, and here, take a listen to what he had to say about Uber's travel trial in the UK.
We know that the audience is a very large audience, very big travel audience. And we decided, hey, let's put actually travel product in front of, because people are traveling on Uber today. And we decide, let's take a leading market like the UK, and let's actually build in travel functionality to Uber. And what we're seeing is actually very encouraging results. So for example, consumers in the UK who have booked coach or train on Uber, 60% of them are already repeating. Flight users, about 30% of them are already repeating as well. So we have this giant travel audience. And for us to actually start to market travel product to them through partners at this point is, we think, a great opportunity. And early on, our travelers in the UK love the product.
Well, sounds like the trial was going well. Added the multi-billion-dollar airports business and Dara's love for travel from a past career, and maybe this deal starts to make more sense. That leads us to question number 3. What's in it for Expedia? Well, probably a lot of cash for starters, and that never sucks. But more seriously, we can't overlook Uber's huge user base and the ability for Expedia to one-up rivals like Booking Holdings and Airbnb. The idea of this Uberpedia and Uber Expedia Superapp is that everything you need to do and book is already in the app. So users are already using the app almost every day for items like groceries, food delivery, and of course, ride hailing. So the idea is that why wouldn't those users just stay in the app to book other aspects of their life, such as travel? You know, Expedia's biggest challenge today is acquiring and retaining customers. It spends billions and billions of dollars on marketing, and when it markets, it needs to go head-to-head with Booking.com on Google search engine marketing. And in order to retain users, Expedia has spent years revamping and consolidating its loyalty program. It launched that One Key loyalty program while sunsetting other loyalty schemes from its sub-brands. You know, the One Key launch, I think it's had some successes, but it's also had plenty of headaches as well. So maybe plug-in into an Expedia super app could deliver Expedia those same customers for cheaper without the same marketing or loyalty costs. So, match made in heaven, that does make perfect sense? Well, not quite. And that brings us to question number 4, which is what could go wrong? And the answer here is plenty. Expedia has invested really heavily into its B2B platform. That's the platform that where Expedia helps third parties white label and sell travel while splitting commissions with Expedia. B2B now represents almost $25 billion in bookings to Expedia annually. And if Uber bought Expedia, would they still allow Expedia to power other platforms, potentially competitor platforms? Skift's senior research analyst Pranay Agarwal isn't sure they would, and that could be a major sticking point in negotiations. Plus, it also raises the question, since Expedia does have a B2B platform, why do you need to acquire them in the first place? When Uber launched that UK trial, they partnered with Hopper, who also has a white label travel inventory platform. Why not just expand the Hopper partnership? Or if you're not happy with Hopper, why not just sign on to Expedia for a B2B partnership? Both of those options are surely much cheaper than Expedia's $20 billion price tag. And finally, we have the question of regulatory. A merger like this would likely draw scrutiny from regulators who could very well block this deal. Remember that in 2023, the European Commission blocked the proposed acquisition of eTraveli by Booking Holdings due to antitrust concerns. So we know that online travel agencies are in the crosshairs of some regulators. So is an Uberpedia, Uber Expedia Superapp the future of travel, or an idea that's dead in the water? We're not sure, but follow Skift to learn more about how this story plays out.